Underdogs podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jock Cowden. The most known unknown will realize.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
Everybody's plotting on their downfall and maybe not expecting them to win, but they come out on top anyway.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can see me.
We're gonna work hard. We're gonna stay dedicated. We're gonna be motivated.
I don't know, being an underdog is probably more of a compliment for me.
Out of sight, out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking this scripture just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
If you move like keeping it peach and keeping it real, like that's an underdog.
Surpass those long expectations. You're able to keep going no matter what.
You want to keep setting an example for people to follow. So the underdog isn't the loser.
Underdog is really honing in on your talents, dog. Don't let the compliments get you high.
But as an underdog, all you got is you. That's when you at your peers. You have to go through that phase so that you can be prepared for what's coming your way.
Yo, what it do, good people? It's your host Fleetwood JR, and I'm live right now in Atlanta, man. West Atlanta to Atlanta. I took the city on the tour. But listen, this the first sit down, man, last month of 2024. We had to do it the right way, though. I got my brother right here, man, real deal Holyfield, you feel me? This NoxBond, man. You real talk, this the NoxBond effect, music, leadership, and vision, you feel me? Like I say, special guest, you know, hailing from Kansas, from Atlanta. You know what I mean? We got NoxBond, he a true force in the music industry. He's a producer, singer, engineer, executive producer, graphic artist, video director, music executive, and the owner of Next Level DJ Coalition, overseeing over 50 record labels, brother. What's going on, man?
What's good with you, my guy?
What's happening? Man,
you know, blessed and highly favored. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Most definitely.
You know, big shout out to your platform, everything you're doing. It's really dope, man. Like, you know, this is your 7th season, and it's like, we decided for you guys that we wanted to make it a little bit different. We wanted to make it a little bit special. You can see this HD, you know, 4K quality, and just here to really just discuss life, you know.
Real talk, man. Like I said, I appreciate you, you know, taking time out your schedule. You know, I'm an opportunist, bro. So as soon as you say, hey, let's do it, let's lock in, y'all already know how I roll. If you tell me, I'm on it. You feel me? I'm early. You know what I mean? I like to be prompt on everything. You feel me? But NoxBond is definitely the definition of an underdog, you feel me? His perseverance and relentless drive is what make him the definition, you feel me? And the day easier to put it on wax, you feel me? Like share his journey and the lessons he learned along the way with the music industry or the industry in general, you feel me? So, like I say, bro, you overcame early challenges in life, you feel me? From surviving a near fatal injury to leaving home at 14, like how did those experiences shape your approach, you know, with the music industry?
Well, you know, there were several near-death experiences. You know, I mean, several. There was a lot. There was a point in time where I tried to kill myself, and I really consistently tried. I took a gun, and then I pointed it to my head. And I pulled the trigger and nothing happened. And I pointed at the wall, I pulled the trigger and blasted a hole in the wall. And I pointed back at my head and pulled the trigger and nothing happened. So I felt like I wasn't supposed to die. There was another time where, you know, in this song I got called I Survived. I was living in this really bad period with my stepdad, and he was real abusive. And there was a time where he left me in his van and he went in the store, and I took this big, like 100-pound chain and I just put it around my neck and tried to pull and just like take myself up out of there. And you know, there was a time I just passed out. You know, I didn't die, but there was a time in Virginia where I was in a relationship with a woman, and she was married. So it was just a really weird relationship where the husband kept finding out about it, and so she kept like, you know, apologizing to both of us and telling him it would never happen again, and then turning around and making out with me as soon as he turned his back. And I was a kid, you know, I was 16, 17 years old. So it really messed with my head. And so I tried to kill myself. I took a big butcher knife, held it against my wrist. And then like they had walked in, there's a police report on it in Virginia. You know what I mean? Because they called the police and the police came in and things like that. So, there was a point in time where it was just like, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill myself, right? But that kind of made me realize that, you know, maybe life is bigger than that, and maybe I'm not supposed to die. Maybe I'm supposed to do something bigger, and maybe I'm supposed to impact people's lives. And, you know, it's always been about just surviving, right? Because so I come in as like a naive kid thinking that I can just be the best rapper and that my talent is gonna do it for me. And then I get in situations like in Indianapolis where, you know, just because I'm so naive and friendly, I put myself into a situation where I got beat to death and, you know, put into a 3rd-degree coma where I was unconscious for longer than 5 minutes. And they don't know exactly how long it was, but it was a lot of blood that I threw up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So kind of as you go through life, you kind of just learn not to be so naive, right? Like things happen. And so it's kind of, you can hear it in the music, right? Like in the music, you can hear the journey of my life. You can hear the change in character, in personality, how I started out so, you know, jovial and kind and naive and loving and caring and, you know, and as life continued to shit on me, it just made me colder and colder and colder and colder to where, you know, nothing matters.
Yeah.
And so, like with the music industry, it's really hard to even care about the music industry when you're homeless at 15 years old and you're in the streets, or like when you're in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's 120 degrees and you're sleeping in your car with a blanket so that nobody sees you because you're embarrassed, but then you have a heat stroke because you're sleeping in the car in Phoenix. So it's like real life was always there. You know what I'm saying? And the music was always just something to fall back on. As I maneuvered through the industry, I did what I had to do. You know, it was like everything is pay to play. Everything is pay to play. I mean, as an artist, when you come in, you know, it's like you have an option. The option is now. Sure. There was no option when I came in. There was no option for no pay to play. Right? Like, man. Like people think that pay to play is new. Like that's ridiculous. Pay to play has always been a part of the industry. And it's capitalism. It makes sense. Nobody's out here doing charity work. People aren't working in the music industry for free because they think that, you know what I mean? It's people are paying their bills. And so as an artist, you don't see that. You see there's like a purity of heart of like, man, I just want to be great, and all it's going to take is for the right people to hear my music, and as soon as the right people hear my music, then I'm out of here. Once you get 1 million plays on World Star and you have to go to work the next day, it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
Because that's, you know, it's supposed to be, I get 1 million plays on World Star and I'm famous, and the labels are going to be blowing me.
Straight up.
So listen, when you get 1 million views on World Star and then you have to go to work the next day, that shit fucks you up, bro.
I'm already knowing, man. That's crazy. So I'm gonna piggyback, man. Your journey, when you listen to the music, because I'm a big fan of artists when they first break out, because I feel like, I'm gonna say 50 Cent, for instance, when he first came out with that Power of the Dollar, you hear so much griminess and you see where he was at in that time in his life. And then as you progress, it gets a little bit, you know what I mean? So I say like Tupac journey. When Tupac came out, he was all for everybody, you know, together. And, you know, I wouldn't think that my brothers would turn on me. Then you got Death Row Tupac, where these guys done shot me, my own people done did this to me, and you could hear the aggressiveness. But through all that, he still wanted to push the peace, but he still wanted to let it be known, like, you know, y'all can't do it to me. You feel me? Like you saying, it ain't supposed to happen. Like, and I feel like he realized that, you know, as the journey kept going. So he's like, I know I'm gonna be out of here, but they can't stop me. You feel me? So when it's my time, it's my time. But I'ma still taunt y'all from over here and let y'all know y'all ain't doing nothing to stop the mission. You feel me?
Right.
So that's how I feel like, you know, when you say your music started out like this, and then when real life really hit, you can hear the transition. And it's the truth being put out on how you was feeling on, you know, what's going around, you know, when you really say, stop being naive, you know, like really see everything for what it is. And I feel like that's what really hit you, like to see everything as is, not what you think, not what you feel, but this is what really going on.
There's accountability, you know, and there's a lot of narcissism in the world and a lot of people who, you know, refuse to hold themselves or anybody else accountable. And I'm a strong believer in accountability, man. You got to have accountability. You have to hold yourself accountable in order to change, in order to grow, you know, because if you don't hold yourself accountable, then you're stuck in the same position consistently. So it's all about, okay, well, if I was the best rapper in the world, it kind of seems like I'd be the richest rapper in the world. So it doesn't seem, so I can't be deluded to sit here and delude myself and to say, okay, well, I'm the best rapper in the world, because popularity is included in that. And it's a big factor, right? Like to the point that you can have the technical proficiency, and if nobody knows who you are, you don't qualify to be in consideration. You're not even in the running. And people don't realize that. They think it's just all about talent. So like me, that's what I thought. I was 100% convinced that this thing is about talent.
Straight craft.
And so I mastered the craft on an unbelievable level that really nobody's on. And it doesn't matter. Nobody cared, because if you master a craft to a level that nobody's on, then nobody can recognize that you're on that level.
Nah, facts, man. And speaking of like all the hardest moments and stuff you had, like what kept you going though, you know, despite everything you went through, like to just give over the eyes when it seemed slim, you know, for you at the moment?
Well, so for me, it was a little bit different, right? Because I kind of had this vision when I was like a really, really, really little kid, when I was like 5. And it wasn't like a physical vision. It was just like kind of just a knowing that my place on this earth is big, and that I'm supposed to own a lot of companies, right? Like the main goal has been that I want to own every company in the world. So like when it comes to things like music or like hardships or things like that, when there's this drive that's deep within that says that I'm going to make it, like it just don't pay attention to anything around me. And then I see it kind of start to take effect as I go throughout my life, right? So like when I was rapping in Sanford, North Carolina, and I just happened to go to a studio and meet a guy outside of the studio who was a big time producer and produced for like some people in the industry. And then a week later I see him and he's walking along the street because his car broke down. And so I pick him up and give him a ride where he needs to go, and he starts feeding me $5,000 beats. So now all of a sudden I'm working with Mike Jones' producer, and I'm working with Nicki Minaj's producer and Travis Porter's producer. And so all of a sudden it's just, and it's doing like really weird things that don't seem to be for me, right? Like I got an email from Jamie Foxx's protege out of nowhere saying that he heard about me and he wants me on a song. So I make a song called Don't Hate Me Remix.
Yeah.
I find out later it's co-written by Jamie Foxx and produced by Raphael Sadiq with Bridgetown Productions. Raphael Sadiq from Tony. And so it's like I have this major, massive credit of a co-writing with Jamie credit and production from Raphael Sadiq on something that literally just fell in my lap. You know what I mean? So there's always been a feeling of keep going. There's always been an inner drive. And then as far as the music has always been a release. It's always been something where I pick up a pen.
Therapeutic.
And it's 100% therapeutic, you know, and that's why it's all so real. You know, I think the difference between me and other artists is that my music is real. And I think that that's probably out of everything what's kept me going, is that I was able to keep my music real. So I'm able to vent You see what I'm saying? I'm able to vent. I'm able to say absolutely everything that's on my mind without hesitation, without remorse, without having to think twice. You know, music is a platform of freedom.
Big facts.
And stress release. You know what I mean? So that's what kept me going the whole time, is just needing to create the music.
And the music need to be created, you know, like, and I like how you said that too, like, you know, for you to realize like it's therapy, is you know, this is something I really love to do. It's a passion versus I'm chasing something. When you always say like, hey, I'm chasing this, I'm only doing it for this sole intent. But when you really just doing it because you love it, all the other stuff that a person would be chasing, there's not really, it come to you anyways, just organically, you know. But the best music come from the people that's really, I feel like, is passionate, really into it, because they gonna give you they either life story, put their soul into it. Frequency and energy is all real, brother. Real talk. So how do you stay focused, you know, on your purpose, you know, despite the industry's pressure of what they try to make everything be?
I just remember this, real life music. And, you know, I lead a large group of people. And so a lot of people look up to me. And I kind of like set the standard for a lot of different DJs and, you know, industry people and artists and different record labels that I'm partnered up in and things like that. A lot of people hit me up for a lot of advice, you know, a lot. So I just remind myself to stay real and to stay authentic. And, you know, the thing is, it's really kind of funny. I never changed like my style or my rawness or my character. And the industry, the way it developed, it kind of grew around me to where I didn't have to. You know what I mean? I never had to change, but now the way that I am is very popular. Like, I went on Beehive TV and I did an interview and I wore a white jacket. And I've seen a lot of white jackets from rappers lately. I'm just a trendsetter. You know what I mean? I'm just a trendsetter.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that, man. And speaking of Beehive too, man, you just did an interview on there as well. Like, what was the experience like? I've heard of Beehive and I watched a couple interviews. And shout out to Turk too. Also, I seen you did a song with him, man. You know, Get Away From Me. Real talk. You know what I mean? And I heard that, man, because I'm big on that. When you say ain't no sucker stuff allowed, man, like, get away from me, you know?
That's it. Keep that sucker shit away from me, you know what I mean? And then I'm just grinding on my own. It's just another day for me. Beehive is great, man. I've been up there twice. So I've done an interview up there. I went to somebody else's and then I did my own. Beehive's dope, man. He's a great guy. He's got great energy. And then, you know, Turk is like my bro, man. He's really cool as hell. We met at a strip club, you know, at Candyland. And then the same night I was up there, I met Lotto. It was a cool night. And I don't know, man. It worked. You know what I mean? And I hit him up and I was like, hey, let's do a song. And then we was able to get a song done and we was able to get a music video shot for it. And, you know, we'll probably be doing some other stuff together. But I just really try to work with as many people as I can, you know, and build like real relationships when I can, as much as I can. I'm gonna tell you something though, because you know this is like, this interview is kind of exclusive. Like you getting some exclusive information. Like nobody knows about the suicide attempts when I was a kid. That was exclusive. Like ain't nobody ever heard about that, right? So the thing is in this industry that you can have associates, but you really won't have any friends. You know,
man, that hit different.
And you know, there's people that I've known for years that switched up on me. And it's like, you think that you're going to be friends forever, or you think that, you know, you're locked in, you know, and it's just like, people either grow apart, they drift apart, or they show their true colors. You know, if you have a disagreement, you disagree about anything.
Yeah.
And then, you know, all it really takes is just one disagreement where you stand strong on your convictions, and a friend can turn into an enemy instantly.
Hey, I don't want to cut y'all, but I feel like them conversations, I be feeling like they was waiting for that moment too. They be waiting for that moment to be like, this my moment where I could just drop from, bro. You know what I mean? Instead of just telling them how I feel. Because he want to come out strong about this. This is my moment to be like, I'm cutting ties with you. You feel me? Don't even tell you why they just be like, oh, you know what I mean?
They keep it like a tally.
Yeah.
Sheet, and they really over here keeping track, or like,
oh, man.
you know, so it's like, it makes you, it's kind of like as you grow older, you become more hesitant.
Yeah.
And you learn, you know, that everybody that's not your brother ain't your brother. You know, everybody that's your friend is not your friend. And it's like, what happened with me is I kind of became a hermit. And that's going back to answer the question that you asked too. Like, that's really kept me focused, you know, because I don't really spend a lot of time doing other shit. You know what I mean? I'm either playing video games, or I'm making music, or I'm doing photo shoots. It's always productive. Like, everybody who come over to my house say the same thing. A nice ass living room, $10,000 antique couches, a motherfucking $5,000 walnut dresser just sitting there for no reason.
He say walnut dresser, pop it, man.
They always say the same thing. They say, why you don't got a TV?
That ain't, you know, like you say, I learned that too, bro. Is older than I'm getting, I don't watch TV like that. I don't. Like, I feel like that's just a distraction for the moment. Now, I'll watch a little bit here and I might catch up on something, but I'm not into the TV like that. Like,
all of my time is productive. All of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I'm telling you.
From that, and I think that's probably what sets me apart from other people, is there is no. The closest thing that I get to not being productive is when I stop to eat and I watch TV for 15 minutes on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm glad you say YouTube, because everything is turned into that now. Everybody's streaming something.
That's it. I go on YouTube and watch a TV or movie or something like that for 15 minutes while I eat. And then it's right back to either making beats or writing music or working on releases. You know, I have tons of record labels that I own.
Over 50. It was over 50.
Over 100.
Over 100. Okay, yeah.
And
excuse me.
And people, you know, they don't understand the breadth of that. And so it's like, I own records with Jadakiss, with Trina, with, you know, major people in the industry.
Yeah, man.
You know, well, the Chris Brown record technically is not exclusive, so I can't say I own it because we didn't get clearance. But the record with Jadakiss, Money Talks with P. Gutter, I own that record.
I like how you say that, the business part of it. I like how you go in depth with the clearance and everything.
Well, yeah, because if you're a man of integrity, you're always going to be honest, you know, to the best of your ability, and that's something that's important. So I'm always going to be, you know, I always want to represent myself accurately. Yeah. And so I don't want to say something that I can't back up. But it's like, you can go look up Money Talks on P. Gutter's Spotify. You can ask P. Gutter if he's signed to Real Life Music. You can ask P. Gutter, you know, if he's happy he's signed to Real Life Music. And that was another thing. You know, P. Gutter told me, he's one of my record labels. He told me that he was glad that I failed, because if I would have succeeded at a faster rate, then I wouldn't have created my company.
Damn, that's real. Yeah, he felt like if you would have just got everything just handed to you without even getting it off the muscle, without
he'd
even
still
going,
be wherever he was.
It would have been mid. You feel me?
He'd still be wherever he was. You know what I mean? And he was doing great for it. He was signed to Def Jam for 3 years. He was signed to Slip and Slide for 3 years. But they didn't know what I know. Yeah. Let me say that again. Def Jam Records and Slip and Slide Records did not know what I know. So they didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he sat for 3 years of Def Jam. He sat for 3 years of Slip and Slide. He was brought to me by one of my A&Rs who brought him to my head A&R. And so then we did a meeting and, you know, I decided that I wanted to partner up with him. And when he got with me, we were able to teach him the things that he didn't know. And then from there, he's able to, you know, get records with Jadakiss and Jim Jones. And, you know, the list goes on and on and on and on. He's currently pretty much working very closely with BSF, with Benny the Butcher.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Shout out to DVD Global Empress and the whole BSF
Shout out DVD
camp.
Global Empress. Next level, yeah.
Real talk.
You know, so it's like we've seen real progress with that artist, P. Gutter. But there's several. You know, I just signed an artist here in Atlanta named Jessica Red. So we're working on building her catalog and kind of going back to artist development. I think
break that down too, because when you say going back to artist development, because I've heard this from a couple A&Rs where they say folk will just say it's almost like the social media era where somebody just put motto in their tag and they're saying their motto or putting whatever and they're that,
and like, now they're that, right?
Now they're that. Real talk.
We had a member of one of our original groups, which is called UBR, United Beat Writers, and the guy's name is Nevin. And he had a quote. He said, you know, anybody can be a producer. If you have $300, you can be a producer too. You know, and because that's what it takes to buy a little setup for you to be able to produce. And it's just so true, man. It's such a unregulated, oversaturated industry.
So we can buy in it basically now. You pay this.
Well, now you don't even have to buy. That was back in 2008. Okay. Now you just download Fruity Loops. You know, you download Fruity Loops. You a producer, and you don't even need that. You can get on your phone.
Yeah. And
you can produce on your phone.
Yeah. I like that part though, where it's like more, because back then, I'm gonna tell you real quick, Knox, you know, I told you I was an artist before anything, so this go back to like 05, 06, when I was young, just learning the craft. So I've witnessed like, bro, studios went like how it is now, where everybody got, you know, it's accessible.
The access.
Like, yeah, the access was different. Now I'm like, it's a red and blue pill, because like you say, you can get on these certain, you know, Pro Tools or Ableton, and you can create your own little wave and stuff, but you still can't.
You're still not qualified.
Yeah, you got to be authorized. You still got to go out and, hey, what's going on? This is my name right here, and still rub your real energy with people.
I'm gonna tell you, here's the problem with America.
Yeah,
we live in a specific type of capitalistic society. I forget the exact name of it. Somebody could come along and, you know, do a fact check and tell me what the name of it is, but
yeah.
The society is the type of capitalistic society where each individual is a capitalist. And so every single person, their goal is to monetize whatever it is that they have or they can do or they can offer. And it becomes a very cold and disconnected society that is very transaction based. Yeah. And that's where we are right now. And the problem is that if there's an open door and anybody can claim to be a photographer, a director, a rapper, a producer, an engineer, a model, then you may get charged a rate that should be an acceptable rate for somebody who's established, for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing.
Separating the real from the fake is
and it's real hard to be able to separate those, to be able to understand what is or isn't beneficial. And I'll tell you what I found at the end is that none of it's beneficial. When it came down to it today, you know, I had a few $1,000s and I was like, okay, what should I do? Should I buy a publicist? Should I get a promoter? Should I go get some views on YouTube? And I went and got a new chain.
Come on, man, pivot. Means I got a new chain today. Real talk.
I went and got 10 carats of diamonds on my neck.
Come on, man.
And I didn't give these fucking scumbag cockroach leeches a fucking penny.
Long way from cat, like you popping it like you from the A9.
Hey man, like I'm
you hear me?
I'm tired, dog. Like y'all got all the money you getting up out of me. That's all the money you getting up out of me. You know what I mean? It's a whole. It makes me sick. This industry makes me sick to my fucking stomach.
So tell me, man, how would you compare the industry when you first started to what it is now? Cause you sick now, like I feel like, bro, you land in the hospital with the IV in your arm right now.
Nasty, bro. I hate this fucking industry. Listen, it was so much better.
Let's talk about the good times during the beginning.
All right, man. So y'all don't even realize the way that y'all have been fucked as a society, as artists.
Broomstick up the anus.
Man, I'm talking about super fucked, and but I saw it all coming. So the industry used to be amazing. Especially for an independent artist. Let's talk about for an independent artist, all right?
So like that's like the Master P deal back then, because they was independent.
That's exactly what it was. It was Cash Money, Master P,
distribution,
real life music.
Okay, all right.
We was out there, and we was printing our own CDs
in the back of the trunk
for about 50 cents a piece, and selling them for $10. And that's $9.50 profit. And if you were smart, you went and got 4 or 5 friends. You put on a t-shirt so you all had matching shirts. You went to every convenience store, supermarket, and mall, and Walmart specifically, and you hit those parking lots. And you could go to a parking lot for 2 hours and make $1,000. And it was real money. I did not have to have a job. I had a nice job, and I quit my job to sell CDs because I didn't have to have a job. I was making so much money printing up CDs and selling CDs. Man, it was lovely, bro. You walk up to somebody, you sell them a CD, you make $10 on the spot. $9.50 of it is profit. So you could very easily make $100 a day with no problem and pay all your bills, get enough for your weed, your food, whatever you got to do, your alcohol, whatever you got to do, just by strictly selling 10 CDs, being lazy, going out for an hour a day selling CDs, and you could get by. And then if you was a hustler, you could really make good money selling CDs out here. So then came what was called LimeWire.
Oh, and Bear Share and everything.
Bear Share, Napster, and they fucked the industry up because they took all of these CDs and these albums that was being sold in stores for $19 fucking dollars.
Hey, look,
and they uploaded them for free.
I'm talking about, I remember the days of, like, I'm gonna say, I do remember this when you said selling CDs and boom, boom. I got a little taste of that. I'm a 90s baby, so I got a little taste of.
I sold 10,000.
Man, that's crazy, especially for the prices you saying, Like I remember when my cousin them did that independent thing in Orlando. They was out through all out Florida and stuff, man. Like he gave me some CDs, say, "Cuz, go," And it's before social media and how that, like you say, LimeWire and stuff. Man, he was telling me I'm a kid, so he kind of got over me because you already know. He done gave me $2 off every one I sold, but I got the interaction. I'm young. Everybody, hey.
That's not getting one over on you. That's putting you in sales and paying you commission.
He showed me a skill. So it's just like, when he told me to sell it for, he like, all right, boom, hey, shit, what you got? Buying them like that. I'm like, so when you say that, I understand that type of motion.
Listen, I sold CDs on iDrive.
Oh, you I drive like a tourist.
You see what I'm saying?
I did read about that.
I saw CDs on iDrive.
He was in Orlando too, man. So like I say, this the west side of Orlando right here, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out Church Street. Shout out Abe, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Antigua nightclub. That's where I met.
Oh, Antigua.
That's where I met Lil Wayne. That's where I met Mac Main.
That's crazy.
Crazy story, man.
Antigua.
I was out there. I was in Orlando, you know, and I was staying in a hotel. We was selling CDs. We had to stop. We were told by the police in Orlando to stop selling CDs.
They gonna bring the dog out on you now. You talking about back in the day? They tell you stop.
Man. We was right there on International Drive selling CDs, going back and forth. And then my brother was across the street and he was selling CDs. I ain't have my glasses, so everything was blurry. And he's like, come over here.
Early
And
2000s.
he was selling this CD to a taxi. And the taxi, no, it was 2008. And the taxi was a police officer. And they was like, look, we've been watching y'all. We've seen everything that you've been doing. If you sell another CD, we are locking you up. And we got the fuck up out of Orlando, bro. Like the police chased us out of Orlando from selling CDs. We went to Disney World. And we found out that Disney World is built on a slope. And the way that we found that out is selling CDs. Because when I would stop somebody and sell them a CD, it would literally stop traffic. Because it's built on a hill. So if you stop one person, everything like that, it's crazy. So yeah. Shout out Orlando, man. That was
talk, man.
You know, that was.
He said that tingle. I said, well, I know it's type of time, boy, because I was
man.
We were hitting that up. Boy.
Yeah, biggest show that I did was at Icon. Icon, because it was so cool, man. It was like a rotating dance floor the stage is 10 feet. And then you look down, and then there's a rotating dance floor. But it's lit.
I still be feeling like what you said though, that hand to hand, that real connection. Like we talking about before social media, so you really had to get out and put the flies up, and that's the type of era I like to hear because
it was real hand to hand. Oh yeah, you're right. So so LimeWire came out. So, matter of fact, it was Club Tantra in Ybor City. All right, so LimeWire came out, and the record label started freaking out because they were losing money and because the albums were not selling like they were selling before, and they had to take a big hit. They were still making tons of money,
like
but then then Metallica came out, and Metallica was very against peer-to-peer sharing, and they started trying to get shit shut down, and so the music industry had to do something. And what they did is they created Spotify. And so we saw it go from you can sell your music to why the fuck would I ever buy your music when music is free? That's the impact of an artist, right? Is because I used to be able to sell you my music. Hey, do you listen to rap?
I'm telling you, to my hand to hand.
My CD. This is $10. Put $10 in my hand right now, cash money that I can go spend and feed myself and my family with. And now it's an immediate, hey man, do you want to buy my CD? Well, why the fuck would I do that if music is free?
Damn, they green in here because it affects the artist.
It destroys the artist.
It affects the artist.
So then you have companies like United Masters come along, right? And United Masters, the goal is for the artist to never sign to a label and to forever distribute their music with United Masters, because United Masters makes 25%. Now, the thing is that United Masters knows that artists don't make music sales and that artists are broke. It's only $20 to $25 to distribute your own music. But you can waive that $20 to $25 for 20%. So United Masters now has an agenda. And the agenda is to convince artists that they don't want to sign to a label. So I sit here and watch all these dumb fucking artists talk about how they want to remain broke. And it just fucking, you guys are fucking stupid. So you're fucking stupid. All these artists that say they don't want to sign to a label and they want to remain independent, you're fucking morons. You're stupid. You're fucking dumb. Hey, labels, I'll sign. Give me the $2 million check, 5-album deal. I give you your 5 albums, and then you give me another $2 million check. We can do that indefinitely.
Man, so I feel like, cause once you get that, cause you gotta remember, like, as an independent artist, you still got to pay the same numbers as if you had a machine behind you. If
you don't have to pay anything.
No, to independently?
You don't have to pay shit. Man. You don't have to pay anything, bro. They're brainwashed. They're stupid. Look, so if I do everything that I am supposed to do, and everything connects how it's supposed to connect, and all of the right people hear about it, somebody from Interscope or Atlantic or Def Jam or Columbia can come and be like, hey, look, here's $2 million. Good job. We got it from here.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if you...
That's how it works, bro.
No, if you independent, like I say, if you talking about everybody that's saying, I don't want to sign to label, you still got to pay what the labels will pay to promote you and all that. That's going to have to come out your pocket.
You ain't never going to make no money.
Yeah, basically. That's what I'm saying.
You ain't never going to make no money.
You want to pay for... Cause look, you got to think about radio. How much... I'm going to ask you, Knox, to let the artists know, how much does radio play cost when you talking about across America?
Radio
just
pay,
independently out your pocket.
I got you.
Yeah.
Radio pay or payola is federally illegal. So if you can find any DJ on any FM radio station that they're charging you money, just record the call and then tell them that you'll get them fired if they don't play your music for free. Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
Payola is illegal. You're not supposed to charge an artist to play the music because it's federally fucking illegal.
Ooh.
Because it's not fair. Because we're all supposed to have an even fucking chance. And when you bitch ass motherfuckers accept payola and you put on your fucking cock sucking cousins, then artists don't have a chance. So, that being said, it's tough to get a DJ who is a sincere, legitimate DJ with a paying job from a real radio station to accept money to play your shitty record that nobody's ever heard of and risk their job.
Damn.
If they're willing
real tough
to play your shitty fucking record that's poorly mixed, that has a beat you got off of YouTube on their professional record radio station, which they make $100,000 a year to be at, then they're fucking remedial.
Hey man, I was ready.
So
That's
anybody who's taking your money to play your music on radio, just the radio station don't have reach. Just understand that. It's not a real radio station. It's not real reach. I mean, like, there's the business and there's the industry, okay?
Yeah.
If you're signed to Atlantic and Interscope and then they make a call for you and then they take out the program director to eat and then they come in and they put your record in their hand, they still have only a 2 in 40% chance because there are 40 record labels that are coming to take them out to eat and to submit records. And there's 2 open slots. So if there are 40 artists that are like Jay-Z and fucking Kanye and T.I., where exactly does fucking bumfuck nobody with 2,000 followers on Instagram fit in between Jay-Z and Eminem? You see what I'm saying? Like, these people have been coddled. And I was scared to speak because I was a part of the machine. I own the #1 DJ coalition on Google. Nothing is going to change that. People have wanted to change that. I can name 10,000 people who do not want that to be the case. That is not something that people are happy about. I single-handedly own outright the #1 DJ coalition on Google. If anybody in the world goes to Google and they type in DJ coalition in quotes, and you see next level, it's word 137 fucking, like, we're so many numbers in the top 20. There are flyers for it. It's like, if it's not our website, it's our Instagram or our YouTube. Like, when it comes to the words DJ coalition, the internet understands Next Level is the DJ coalition. I own this company outright. I get free radio play. And I'm still sitting here telling you guys, the whole system sucks, man. The whole system is designed to separate the artist from the money. And the fact of the matter is, when you get hot enough, they'll come to you. And they will come to you and they will say, can I have your record? Like people think that, I don't know what
that shit made me think about with Master P and them back in the day. He talking about, I read this story because, like I said, I'm a big fan of the No Limit back then and Cash Money, so I studied them. Man, they say P got a deal from, I think, Jimmy Iovine or somebody. It was like $2 million. He's like, nah, because I know I'm worth more than that. He say him and his brother on the airplane arguing about it, but he had a bigger vision for it. And you see what Unlimited was on that run from, where it was at to Cash Money to go, because they did.
Man, listen.
I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, No Limit, they took over for a hot minute. But the thing is, like, he made more money than anybody else. So he figured out something, and it wasn't based on sales.
Just not being a
Drake got more sales than, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like the amount of money that Master P made means that he understood the business and the technical side of it. See,
but he did have a bunch of other stuff than just selling music, though.
That's the thing. Jay-Z didn't make his money from the music industry.
He went a one-trick pony. That man was selling all action figures. Then his marketing, too, after every album, bro. He had albums in the back of the covers that probably ain't even came out. But you was excited because you like, what's going to be, because you got addicted to it. When he first did them couple albums like that, it's like, damn, what's coming out next? But I remember opening my big brother album covers, and it's like a whole map, bro. It's just looking at like, what's coming
the little
next?
10 albums. And you got different artists.
Yeah.
That he went on a run. He did his business correct, and he handled everything 100% how he should. That should be the goal for an artist, not to stay independent, but to get a $50 million deal. And then after you get the $50 million deal, you got the machine. Yeah. It's about the machine. Like, regardless of your independence and all that and being able to keep your own money or whatever, like, you don't have the machine that a record label has. And man, I just have nothing but respect for record labels. Yeah. Like, record labels are the shit, man. Yeah. They created this music industry. Like, people don't even know. Thomas Edison created this music industry.
Thomas Edison, wait, what Thomas? Wait, break it down for me. Cause I'm about to say somebody different, bro.
So the very
I'm about to say somebody about the light bulb, so I ain't gonna go there, bro. You said Thomas Edison, though. I heard.
I'm pretty sure Thomas Edison did invent the light bulb, didn't he?
I ain't trying to be wrong, but hey, this is real.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Thomas Edison did.
Okay, I'm tripping.
Yeah. Same person.
Yeah,
the inventor. Okay. Yeah, so he also invented the gramophone. And when he invented the gramophone, they had these little ribbons in them, and so they wanted to sell the gramophones. So gramophones weren't just speakers. People didn't realize that, but you could take a gramophone and flip it around the other way, and it's a microphone, and you could record onto the record. So the original record players were like little portable studios. And so they wanted to sell more gramophones. So what they did is Thomas Edison went and paid hundreds of people a quarter to record music on their little ribbon, on their wax, so that they could sell the gramophones with pre-attached music. Columbia Records then started printing gramophones.
God damn.
And then calling them phonograms. And then that's how they got started in the industry. And Columbia Records is the longest standing.
That's crazy, because I heard of Columbia for a long time too. I'm from the
Shout out Moses, man.
I grew up in the 90s, so I'm from the era where you had a big ass stereo, you feel me, with the 2 cassette tapes at the bottom, bro. I remember like hitting 2 buttons, boom, on the radio. I'm recording the music, but then I can go back and chop and screw it. I can record over it. Like,
that's how I recorded my first mixtape. Yeah. It was a karaoke machine, 2 tape decks.
Tight stuff.
I took a microphone, and we had MIDI beats because they didn't have MP3s yet. Yeah. So you remember the MIDI beats that sounded like you was playing them on a fucking kid's keyboard? Like, it was like Juicy.
High ass notes.
You know what I mean? Like, so I just held the microphone up to the speakers and then recorded that, and then took that, put it in the other tape, and then recorded with that.
Bro, that's another struggle. That's why I said I just sit down. What I want to hear is coming on that underground station, bro. I'm hitting them 2 buttons hard as hell, bro, because my finger hurt, dude, by the time I'm
because you got to hear both. You got to hear record and play at the same time.
Real talk,
you
bro.
know what I mean? Man, you can't just hit play. You can't just hit record.
Man, from my city, man. Shout out DJ Baby Lack, man. Shout out to Mega Chicks, man, because, boy, they shake the whole... I remember, like, in our city, we had, like, an underground radio growing up, bro. I remember winning. I was young. This how I knew I loved music so much, bro. I was, like, 7 years old. I called the radio station. Hey, they say, boom, you won, boom, boom, boom. They found out my age, bro. I was mad because the new No Limit just dropped. They said, "Little man, I pull up." I tried to get my brother to, do his little thing. I think Big Ed Assassin just dropped, and the new album just came. Cause Master P was dropping so many albums, bro. They looked at me. They say, "Oh, little man, bro." They gave me a whole. So this how I remember it. The CDs they gave me was like the promotional type CDs too.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna never get, y'all thought y'all got one on me, but I remember it was like the promotional.
Yeah, they
it's
say
like you
for
got
promotion only.
Yeah, you got like the track, you got the instrumental, then you got the clean version too, bro.
Yup.
Oh, God damn, y'all got me though, man. But them was a good time, brother. So,
yeah, so if you're an artist, man, I just feel like, don't pay attention to anything that any of these people fucking say. Just get popular and build your own fan base. And then when you're popular, it creates a demand, and it's like, you can't pay for popularity because if you could,
straight up,
then,
bro.
Some of the rich people would be some of the most famous rappers, and they're not.
I like how you said that. You can't pay a bit like you, so you got to be you. How I am right now, you feel me? This our first sit down, man, you know what I mean? But I'm being me, you feel me? It's organic, like, I don't know. I didn't come in the game saying, hey, I want to be like that guy. I want to just robot this bit all the way out. Like, we ain't doing that, man. We just having a real organic sit down conversation. And just so happens, you know what I mean? My brother been in the music industry for so long. So it's like, I'm a student of the game. So I want to soak up as much as I can. You feel me? I'm the soil. You feel me? So he the fertilizer. He give me everything I need. So I just want to share that with y'all too. But,
yeah, it'd be like that, bro.
With the industry, man, like, what's been the most authentic part, though? You know what I mean, the industry when you first got involved. What's the authentic stuff that you remember to where you feel like, boy, they did, like, you gotta let us know what was what.
Authenticity in the music industry. All right, so I thought it was all real.
In the beginning.
I thought it was all real, man. And I talk about this in my music. Like, when I listen to music and the music is, violent, psychopathic, mafia lifestyle music, then it impacts my character and creates violent, psychopathic, mafia style person. Then I later find out all that shit was fake. It's really irritating. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I listen to Biggie, and Biggie's very violent, and like he's very short tempered, and like he says all types of crazy shit. And then one day I'm watching Netflix, and fucking Biggie's mom comes on the screen and says he worked at the grocery store and never wanted for anything a day in his life. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, hold on, Biggie influenced me. That sucks. I probably wouldn't be quite so violent if he had not, or like you mentioned Pac. It's like, if somebody looks at Pac and they're like, they see a thug outlaw and then they use that and they have it, lead an example in their life. And then they go and they do research on Tupac and they realize his parents are activists. It's very political. He went to drama class and there was a lot of training involved, and there doesn't appear to be a background full of violence or poverty.
I mean, he really put that out there, though. He didn't say he was a gangster. He said it was thug life. And he let you know, well, I'm riding with my people. I'm riding for the cause. And you see the militant in him. So
I think he developed into a militant as an adult, but I don't think he had the background to back it up. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah. Like later on in life, he became that way.
Yeah, I feel it.
But it's different when you're from poverty and violence, specifically. Yeah. When you're from poverty and violence, it has an impact on your life.
Out the gate.
When your life from the beginning is full of poverty and violence. It's different because it changes your character. Yeah. It's like the money don't mean shit.
It don't.
Disrespect me and I throw it away right now.
Yeah, it's right.
You feel what I'm saying?
I swear to God, he said that's what Crash Out mean.
Nothing. Crash Out means to lose your shit, right? But it's different when you're from poverty and violence. It's not crashing out. It is your normal actions. It is when you're taught to act a certain way by what you see when you grow up around you. You know, like, it confused me. I was hanging out.
I feel that.
You know, I be hanging out with like thugs and shit, and they're like, you know, watch your language around the kids. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, nobody told nobody to watch their fucking language around me. They were smoking blunts and having parties and fucking and selling drugs. And like, where the fuck did this come from? I know you know what I mean? Like, it had to be a different upbringing than what I've been through.
Yeah, I feel what you say that though too. It's like coming up as a youngin', like I got a whole script, bro, I'm writing in my life right now. You feel me? And stuff I've been through. So, bro, it's like my introduction to police was 5 or 6 years old, and having them kick the door in, and bro, people gotta go. Y'all gonna hear it soon. But yeah, my short how I feel about police this day, bro. When I seen the illusion of, as a child, bro, y'all kicking it in, ARs, rifles, scopes with the beams. This one police had to do their job too. This one just like they literally had been watching the house, doing all this.
Right.
I'm around a lot of growing situations as a kid, bro. Right. And that's like, it kind of like lingering traumatized. Like, I'm, as an adult, I'm getting better. But I just know
I'd say
like,
it shapes you.
Yeah.
I think that people are soft snowflakes.
Yeah, nah. Like,
I don't think it traumatizes you to have police come into your house. I think it shapes you. In your personality.
Yeah. It was more like just kick in the door, boom, everybody. It don't matter what age, everybody. And that was my understanding when I got older. I kind of knew what was what and what happened and stuff. But
did you learn? I bet you the lesson you learned is to listen to the motherfucking police.
I mean, no, the day's time, but as young, bro, I did, my authority was like, is y'all protecting me or is y'all doing this to me? Like, that's how it came to me.
So let me give you an experience that I had. My brother had a warrant for his arrest. We were living in a trailer. I was about 9 years old. The police saw my dad hand me a joint through the window. So they strip searched me in front of my whole family. That was one of my first experiences with police. Is that they came in and they strip searched me in front of my whole family. I don't like police. You know what I mean? That's like on a personal level, but I also know that they're the biggest army in the world. And if I resist, I will get killed. So I know not to resist because they have the authority to kill me, to arrest me. And people don't realize that.
Definitely. I'm not one of the ones be, what you put me on, boom, 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 boom.
Yes, dumb. Hey, you got it.
We ain't doing that. You feel me? So, but I just be out the way though. But that was the first experience for me. It was like, okay, that's
a horrible experience, man.
I'm young and not understanding this, but like.
But it also means that your family was in that lifestyle. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest too. I ain't gonna put that out there.
They don't do that for no reason.
But you know, that's enough for the movie, man. It's gonna be a short series on the way. Right.
The
Clavon, that's why I'm able to sit here today. You know, it's a lot of situations, but like you say, in your situation, you weren't supposed to be here. You supposed to be here, but you feel like you weren't supposed to be here from the stuff that happened when you was younger, especially attempts and that you felt like, but it wasn't. It's basically like, okay, one thing we promise in life is, okay, we all gonna leave here one day, but not on our terms though. Like, it was more like, I'm doing this to myself, this is gonna happen, right, but it's not happening. You feel me? It's
every single fucking thing I tried. It was like, it didn't work.
It went, it's not, you're not leaving on your terms.
It's not it. And I'm in a very interesting position right now of success and failure. And it's really hard to be upset at my failure as a rapper, specifically, because in life, I'm successful. I live in a nice house. I have a nice car. I got a nice watch. Got a nice chain. You can do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a rapper, I never got signed to a major label. And I don't have a thriving fan base. I'm very infamous, but people are kind of scared of me and don't like me.
Yeah.
That it's kind of it's one or the other. It's either they're scared of me or they don't like me. So
like, cause you ain't the one in the room that go along with everything.
I won't go along with fucking. Man, how many places I've been kicked out of, and you know, it's just I won't take no shit from nobody.
You have your own identity, and you know what's true to you, and you know what's true. So you just not gonna just sit back and just allow something to just anybody do you any type of way. I'm tight like that too, bro.
At all.
If I feel like it ain't right, I'm gonna either remove myself from the room, or I'm gonna sit there and be like, boy, this shit ain't no.
I'm very.
But over there, it don't matter if this man is a 100 mil or mil, whatever going on. Like I'm not finna accuse nobody, man.
I've cussed out multiple billionaires.
Yeah.
That people that nobody would ever in their right mind cuss out, and I cussed them, slammed the fuck out. You bitch ass motherfucking no integrity having fucking loser. Like it just the money doesn't matter, man. All that matters
people, boy,
is
they gonna do it. They want to do it, Chad. When you show them that you gonna submit. That's the thing. You submit to anybody, they gotta be rich. If you show somebody that I'm gonna submit to you and what you saying, and I agree with you got going on, they gonna use you. I got you. Come on. They ain't gonna say it like that, but they gonna keep putting more situations to where it's like, oh yeah, you gonna go.
Kind of, but like, I mean, being submissive is typically reserved for like a relationship.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like if you're a female and you're submissive, and the man is supposed to then take care of you. If you're submissive to somebody and they abuse you, then you know you got a bad person to be submissive to, and you probably should not continue to be submissive to them.
Right.
Being submissive in life to anybody, you know, it's hard for anybody because everybody has pride, and so to swallow your pride and submit, you know, to anybody. Is always is gonna be emotional, and there's gonna be feelings involved.
Right.
So what I do, this is what I do. I make it to where there's nobody above me. I don't have no type of boss or authority figure or anybody that I can answer to, and I'm not a popular rapper, so I don't even answer to the fucking fans. So I do not answer to anybody for anything. And it's just a different level of freedom. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
It's a different level of freedom. Like when people speak to me, they speak to me with a lot of respect because I help a lot of people and I do a lot of things for a lot of people. And so when they talk to me, they call me boss man and you know what I mean? Things like that. But I don't give a flying fuck about anything. You know, all I wanted to do was to be a rapper. And the world and the universe did not align with me getting to be a, you know, famous rapper that's doing sold out arenas. And time is not getting slower.
Yeah.
And I don't see a current trajectory of that being a realistic expectation. So that, and it's like most people rap for the money. Yeah, so they could never begin to understand already having money and failing as a rapper, and so being discontent.
Man, how you speaking the time, wait for nobody. So let's talk about 2024 though, man. We at the last month of the year. So how this year been treating you though? Like overall, you feel me? What's some things that you gonna take from this year to go into 2025 with?
So I feel like this has been the best year yet. I feel like what's happening with me is different than anybody else because my path isn't anybody else's path. I tried so hard to follow other people's path and to do things that I heard got other people famous. I heard this person went to the BET Awards, so I went to the BET Awards. I heard this person did South by Southwest, so I went to South by Southwest. I heard this person hired this publicist, so I hired this publicist. And I kind of realize now, like, it's my path. Whatever worked for them will never work for me. So all I'm doing is I'm wasting my time, my energy, and my money by trying to repeat what other people have done. Like, because I've done so much research and so much analytics that I understand how things really move and like the moving pieces, so I can replicate some of the things, and then I don't have the same result from it. So I've learned the lesson, and the lesson is that whatever your path is, that's your path.
Real talk.
And you don't know what your path is. If you did, then it would be incredibly easy and it would not require faith. And this universe, and at least in my experience, operates on faith. You know, what you believe for, what you believe is what you receive. So with me, I am going to try to snap out of the not give a fuck mentality of being a failed rapper, because even though I call myself a failed rapper, and I'm the only one who calls me a failed rapper, nobody else calls me a failed rapper.
Right.
It's me. It's a personal, I had an objective and the time is not slowing down and the objective did not get achieved, and I don't see a probable way for it to get achieved. And now I know so much of the inner workings of the music industry that I really lost hope, because I know that it's really based on nepotism. And, you know, like I told you, I haven't found a single rags to riches story. Like, not one. I'm just looking for one. And people throw out all these names, and it's just because they don't know what really happened. And I do. And it's almost a curse to know the inner workings of the music industry, to see the legacy artists living in apartments, to see the people who people look up to in downtrodden positions. And so all I can do is I can try to find contentment and enjoyment and happiness in life with what I already have. You feel what I'm saying? So like moving forward, it's really just about doing me. And it's not so it's not chasing a predetermined path or following a blueprint or doing something that anybody else did. It's about just being myself. And the thing is that the universe is aligning to where just being myself has gotten me famous. And that's why it's such a weird position, because there's not a reason for me to be famous. So the people, the consumers, they're kind of confused, right? Like, well, why is he hanging out with Big Boogie? Well, why is he with Lotto? Well, why does he have a song with Hot Boy Turk? Well, why is he doing an interview with Beehive TV? So the consumers, they don't understand, because I didn't get signed to a label. I didn't do a publicity stunt. I didn't do anything that normally is required to get the masses' attention, because what happened is I was myself, and more people started paying attention and understanding that I was different. There are several heads of DJ coalitions. None of them are famous. They're very well known inside the music industry. They're very well respected, but they're not famous, right? There's even, I mean, well, Juggernaut, bro, you getting famous. I ain't even gonna cap. Kingpin is getting famous. Like, Kingpin is getting famous. Y'all get the cheat code? But I'm just saying, but normally it's not a position that comes with like prestige, right? For some reason, the way that I do it is different. Like, people don't realize they go on these DigiWax phone calls with these celebrities who come in, and they don't understand that I'm the guy who built the DigiWax website and who put all these DJs and leadership in touch with CL from DigiWax. And that DigiWax wouldn't be where it's at without me. But DigiWax kicked me out for being unruly on the calls. So it's like, there are so many different politics behind the scenes. And the thing is that the people aren't going to like me because I'm shaking shit up constantly. I'm questioning the agenda constantly. I'm saying words like faggot in 2024. I just don't give a fuck. I don't care about being canceled. I'm insensitive as fuck, and I'm real. And you can't buy me. You can't bribe me. You can't change me. And you can't intimidate me. I'm not scared. I'm not, I'm a highly trained martial artist. And so that comes with a certain level of shut the fuck up. Like, I am not concerned. You know what I mean? And then I'm always strapped. So it's like all of these rappers that you see get killed, they have one thing in common. They're never, ever strapped. Never. And, everywhere I go, yes, I absolutely will shoot the shit out of you. I don't want to fight nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know martial arts, but I don't want it. I just don't touch me. And then everybody's good. You know what I mean? So it's just, it's life itself is fucking crazy. And
life and real talk.
It's so much shit happens, and like, think about this. Everybody has health problems. Everybody, every human being
we all going through
on this fucking planet has some form of health issues.
Yeah, especially the stuff they selling, boy. It's getting real, bro.
Man.
This ain't the same stuff we eat, but it's everywhere.
Even the weed ain't the same, man. It's got chemicals in it. And
bruh, ain't nobody supposed to be, bro. The air I come up with, ain't nobody rolling no blunt the size 2 fingers, bro. You just need one little blunt and
if somebody, if somebody does that, do you know what it tells me immediately? That they're not a smoker.
Yeah.
They're not a smoker. They only roll one of those every 3 days. You feel what I'm saying? When it's time to show off, they get a whole eighth and they put that bitch in a backwoods.
So you think they save them for events? Like, I know I'm finna go ahead today. I know
they ain't smoking 14 blunts a day.
Bro, you know how many grams that is, bro? That's probably about like 7 grams of them. It gotta be 7 grams of eighth in that bit.
No, eighth, that's 3.5. But, I smoke roughly 14 blunts a day.
Yeah.
So it's, when I go buy my wraps, I buy them in boxes. Yeah. I go to the store and be like, give me 3 or 4 boxes of wraps. So they ain't doing that. You know what I mean? That's the, if you're smoking consistently, there's no reason to roll it because you only get so high. I don't care what anybody tells you. I've been smoking for a long fucking time, kids. You only get so high.
Sour diesel first drop, bro, that's all you needed was a little bit like that. You
build tolerance as you smoke.
Yeah.
And then there's a ceiling of, okay, this is as high. Yeah. Listen, as high as you can get, I got there. I used to get there. I quit smoking for like 5 years, man. I used to have to splash water in my face because I was fucking tripping. My heart was beating too fast. I'm gonna die. Oh fuck, I'm gonna fucking die. Oh shit, let me get some water. Hey man, everybody used to fucking laugh. Yeah, because I used to not be able to smoke weed because I would damn near have a fucking nervous breakdown, panic attack.
Yeah. I already know. I've been there, bro. I've had an outer body experience. It was like, I need to come back, bro. I'm on it bit with ET right now. I need to come down.
You see that tunnel vision shit where it's like everything. But then I found out medically, 1 out of 100 people who have tunnel vision, it causes panic attacks. So if you smoke weed and the weed causes tunnel vision, then the tunnel vision will cause you to have a panic attack. And you don't know what's going on. You think it's the weed, it's the tunnel vision.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've had that one time with that. I can remember the moment because it was like, that was the only moment that happened.
Just be like this year. Like you can't see that. It ain't no more peripheral vision. It's straight tunnel vision.
Hey man, so from NoxBond himself, man, when it comes to like industry plants and stuff, like are there artists put in place to feel like a specific image or narrative?
From what I've seen, all of them are industry plants. From what I've seen, even when you do the background and shit, it's just not possible to do it as a first generation. That's the thing is like if you're first generation, it means you don't have any contacts. You don't have any plugs. You don't have anybody to connect you. Your grandma don't know nobody. Your cousin don't know nobody. Right. Your brother don't know nobody. Your uncle don't know nobody. Nobody's in the music industry. Your fucking dad works on an oil field. Your uncle works on a fucking. You know what I'm saying?
So from the beginning type deal.
Beginning, I appear to be the only one, and like I said, mine's different because I just got famous being myself without ever getting famous. But everybody that I researched and analyzed, there was a plan, there was a team, there was a budget, there was moving pieces, and somebody who grew up in the gutter just would never be able to replicate it or do anything like it. And I haven't found. This is a middle class game. This is a game where middle class people put their kids in and turn into high class people. That's what the rap game is. It's not about coming from the gutter. It's not about, it may have at one point in time, but if it was, I can't find it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you have to have money to be involved. And there's just a real big indicator when somebody gets involved when they're a child.
Oh, you're a child.
Then you know that there was something bigger going on because, I can't speak for you, but when I was a child, my parents weren't helping me plot and navigate my life. And taking me places and introducing. What the fuck?
Maybe think about them Disney stars. I just watched the little Nickelodeon thing with old girl. I'm gonna say Amanda Bynes.
But it's the parents' fault. Listen, fuck you. It's the parents' fault because you fucking parents are pieces of shit that exploit your children, and those kids should be outside fucking playing. And if you think that a kid wants to rehearse, you're fucking retarded. You think that a kid wants to go somewhere and be there on time and have to get dressed up? No, the kid wants to go fucking do what kids want to do. But you want the kid to make money and fucking vicariously live through the child. But you know what? Here's the problem. That's the whole fucking industry. That's the whole kit and caboodle. That's the rap industry, the song industry, the Nickelodeon industry, the movie industry, every fucking industry that you can name. The NBA industry, the NFL industry, all of it starts with child exploitation. I was privileged. My parents decided to let me go be a fucking hellion in the streets and not try to get me involved in business dealings and try to make me make money. Because I don't know what you call it, but when you make money off of somebody doing something and you don't do anything, I call that pimping.
That is a way of pimping right there, for real. If you don't do it, I say you do it. You
people are pieces of fucking shit.
That's crazy.
And that's why I stay in my castle to myself and I don't fuck with nobody. And you people are fucking trash, man. Like, you exploit your fucking children and then everybody fucking just embraces it. And then the fucking child grows up and as soon as they turn 18, they turn sexual. Like, it's fucking this weird, it's a weird world, man.
And that's why we getting stories like years later of them coming out and saying whatever happened to them and all them type of documentaries and stuff.
Listen, I can't relate, bro. I lost my fucking virginity when I was like fucking 11. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know what, I was already on that. So I can't relate. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was already drinking and smoking and cussing and like that was already me. So I can't relate to any of it, man. Like, I just think kids should be able to just go be little hellions, man, and grow up and fuck up and learn and fucking go get caught and go to fucking juvie hall and all that. That's a part of life. That's a part of growing up.
It's the accountability part, right? You feel like, yeah, kids be kids too, but it's also important when you got like people around that be like some type of mentors, like, you know what I mean?
It would be great, but I can't relate.
Yeah, but it's like...
But if you had that, then you can't act like you're from, pop. Yeah. This is what irritates me, bro.
Yeah.
When I'm from the gutter, I can look a motherfucker in his eyes and see that he's not.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I could really honestly just, okay, well, you're not from the gutter because you haven't been where I've been. If shit really pop off, you probably gonna be like, calm down.
Right. You
know what I mean?
I feel it. It's levels to it though. Like you say, we all got different routes, but it's just like at the same time we got all different routes. It's like coming up, like you say, where you came up and coming where I came up with. The walk wasn't, if you explain the walk wasn't easy. Your walk probably was harder than mine. My walk still hard too.
Everybody got their own struggles, but my issue is when they pretend to have my struggles.
That part, yeah.
Specifically, my struggles, because they sucked.
I relate to that.
Like when people like joke about having anger problems and being violent.
Yeah.
Bro, being violent sucks.
Yeah.
There's so many places I can't go. Yeah. My people call me, you want to go to KOD? Nah, bro, I can't. I'm banned. I can't go to King of Diamonds. No, I know. I don't care who's there. Jadakiss is a King of Diamonds. That sounds great. I can't go because they won't let me in the door. Oh, you want to go to fucking Ice Bar? Sorry, bro, I can't go. If I go, then they're going to tell me, no, you can't be here. You're too violent. Yeah. It's not a good thing. It's not a positive. You know what I mean? And it's like, so when people like, you know, pretend, it's a little bit, it's like, okay, well, you gonna get tried.
I get what you saying. Nah, and I say that too, and I say that to all the young artists too, man. When you come out popping it, however you pop it, if you go out saying that I'm out here doing this stuff for real and stuff, you gotta remember, like, you ain't gonna just be popping it at these clubs where you can't get touched at. You gotta start off in the underground, and you got folks in their cities gonna be coming to come party with you. That same energy gonna come to the party and see you. They gonna try to snatch your chain. They gonna try to do and see what's going on. So I always tell young artists, man, come out and be yourself first and foremost.
I really, really get into fights everywhere I go. Gas stations, grocery stores. If somebody tries to snatch my chain, they gonna fucking die, and that's all there is to it. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's a part of my everyday life. I would never come on here and perpetrate and try to be like this. This is the funniest thing, is when they talk about their friend's gun. Because your friend going home. Yeah. Then you ain't gonna have a gun. Yeah. But you talk like you had a gun. So like, you know what I mean? It's like, listen, kids specifically, I can't touch no adult's mind.
Can't say nobody,
because it's already, you know what I mean? But
it's about the kids though, for real.
Children and teenagers and young adults. Violence and anger is problematic, and it's a negative. It's horrible. It will affect you in every area of your life, from your relationships to your social life to where you're allowed to go. So learn some type of anger management early, because I didn't. And ain't nobody gonna be surprised when, oh, well, Knox got into another shootout. Okay, well, that's normal. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Like I say, man, it's important, because we're in the era where they on these phones and thinking that's just, it's a phone. When you out here for real and this stuff going down and this stuff in front of you, bro, it shapes you so different. You know what I mean?
And they feel so safe on that phone, man. Like, you guys don't realize
outside
there's people.
Is outside, bro. Outside.
No, there's people who will take what you're saying on that phone and come see you because they did not like what you said. And here's the thing, you never know how angry somebody is, or how much they're going through, or they brother, they cousin just died, you know, they just lost their job, they just lost, or somebody like me who is like angry at the world for a whole lifetime of putting in effort that didn't pay out. Like I start fights, and then you would fuck around and accidentally instigate something with me, thinking that you're gonna instigate something and it's just gonna be over. And then the next thing you know, it's fucking World War III and there's no off switch. So you gotta treat people with respect. That's what I would want anybody to learn. Any lesson is, if you treat everybody that you come across with respect, then you will always be fine.
You know what I heard in the culture, man? They say what's crazy. They say, in the point in time we in now, people are just feel some type of way towards you when they don't even know you. Like, just because they don't know you, now they mad because they don't know you. Like, who is you? Where you from? That's how I start out. What? You know, like.
Well, I think the where you from is just based on people know their neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so if you're not from there and you're around, then, well, we all know everybody's capitalist.
Yeah.
So now you might be, encroaching on our territory. And what are you doing here? And who are you here with? And who do you have a past with? So,
that's different. The experiences I know growing up, man, you be like, we all in this spot. What you, like, instead of just what going on, brother, like, and just figuring it out, they just straight aggressive, like,
everybody's aggressive.
Yeah, it's
well, no, that's where narcissism. Check it out.
Yeah.
So this is fun. This is where narcissism comes in, right? So narcissism is when you can't see your own fault. It's a disease that these people have. It's not something they do intentionally. And I think that understanding that helps us understand the situations that happen, right? As a narcissistic person, you are not able to see your own faults. So you're not able to hold yourself accountable.
So it's like a normal, like, it's like, I ain't did nothing wrong.
I can't have done anything wrong because it's impossible for me to have done something wrong. And so what your mind does is your mind builds up pathways where it wasn't your fault. And it doesn't care that in order to do it, you have to blame it on somebody else. And you have to lie and blame it on them when they didn't do it. And that's going to cause an actual reaction. So anytime you get two narcissistic people and they're in a clash, that clash is going to escalate endlessly. Because neither one of them are capable of seeing that it's their fault and stopping it.
Yeah.
And the only person who can stop an altercation is the person whose fault it is. The person whose fault it is has to see that it's their fault. They have to stop. They have to hold themselves accountable because the other person is righteous. And if you're righteously justified, then you're not going to back down, because if you're right and you say that you're wrong, then it makes you wrong.
Accountability really is the thing, because it only take what a half a second or something to just, so it's just like accountability. I gotta realize what's going on, but in the moment, folk don't be realizing what's going on till after the fact when it's done. You feel me? Like
it's this quick. It's an instant. It's usually caused by either discourteous or disrespect. Either you're not being courteous of somebody, like, oh, I don't know, say somebody's on the side of the road and they've been in the lane trying to get into the lane for 30 minutes and they're beyond their limit, but you feel as if you're justified in not ever letting anybody ever cut you off, ever, under any circumstances. And so you go ahead and hit the gas and you don't let them merge, but they lost it. So they hit your car. And then you get out of the car and they're ready to do whatever the fuck. You weren't prepared for that. You just thought that you were, and you didn't do anything wrong or disrespectful. But the consequence is that now you got hit in the head with the tire iron on the side of the road when you could have been courteous, which is where you don't have to.
We don't have to go in that situation.
You don't have to let that person get in, but you can. You can be courteous. You can just tap the brake and let them merge so that they don't lose their fucking cool sitting there for 30 minutes. So that's the problem, is that people aren't courteous.
The smallest things, you feel me? Nah, I feel that, brother. So what other industry practices or trends you strongly disagree with right now, and why? From all your longevity in the industry, like today's time.
Well, I think right now that the trend is popularity. And I hate that. And the reason that I hate that is because if the trend is popularity, then it's not a meritocracy. It's not based on who does the best music or who has the best job or who's the best director. And I think that talent, you know, raw talent, specifically in the rap game, the ability to rhyme words and multi-syllables and use punchlines, and the ability to memorize your lyrics and not go in the booth with a notepad, the ability to record a whole song. You know, like Lil Wayne was the exception. Like he was amazing because he could go in and he could do bar for bar. The reason that it worked is because even though he was doing single bar punch-ins, he was still doing 16 punchlines for 16 bars. And it was like each line was incredibly thoughtful, and it was introspective, and it was smart, and it made you think. To where like the whole world stopped, you know, when he said, you know, silent like the G in lasagna. Everyone was like, whoa, wait a minute. He said real G's move in silence like lasagna. Everybody, huh? You know, he said back that ass up like burp. Everybody, huh? I don't know. Well, if you burp, you're backed up, right? So like he did that, and it was the exception. Now everybody does it, and so you don't hear any punchlines. You hear
everybody just punch in.
It's just punch ins instead of punch lines, right?
Yeah.
They have, you know, and I feel like the harmonies have grown.
Melodic.
It's very melodic. It's very, the music sounds very beautiful.
Right.
However, the lyrics have just become so dull,
saturated,
and lackluster, boring, repetitive. Nobody has any perspective on anything. Nobody thinks for themselves. Nobody's an independent thinker. You know, being an independent thinker makes me pretty much a black sheep. Everybody is, they all have like this weird group thought when it comes to, you know, weird things like politics. Like, you know, in originally back when I was growing up, at least, you were a nerd if you were into politics. I mean, it was pretty cut and dry. If you were into politics, then you were a nerd. And now politics is mainstream, so that's massively different. Right. I don't like that. I think politics should go back to being nerdy. I think that, you know, people should really start to understand that all of these crybaby, whiny millionaires are trying to make sure that you don't compete with them. And that's why they're lying about being unsuccessful, even though they made millions of dollars and they're on tour and, you know, all of this stuff that's not possible without a record label. So there's a lot, man. There's a lot of trends. Females have no subject matter right now. It's all, as you said, that it's all so shallow, and it's like, okay, well, at one point in time, they was like, we want you to respect us for our minds and not our bodies. And now it's like they lead with their body. They like follow with the request for money. Players Club. It's just, no, it's not even, it's just prostitutes. They're all prostitutes, man. They're all, you know, in one way or another, it's all transactional. And I think that that's very detrimental to society. I think that people have been brainwashed to hate the system. And I think that they should not hate the system. I think that they should want to get a good job with a good salary so they can afford the nice things in life, and think for themselves and be independent. And if you want to start a company, then you start the company, you know, as it's called moonlighting. You moonlight while you have another job. So you have a job in the daytime where you maybe work at a call center, and then you moonlight because you want to create a lash company. So you create a lash company on the side. Instead, I think everybody's just so lazy that it's just easy to just post pictures and say, give me money. And, you know, it's like, a prostitute is a prostitute. Like it turns me off to any woman that I would potentially marry. because I wouldn't want a potential wife that had shown her body to the rest of the world. But I'm not really a marrying type, so it doesn't turn me off. I love the shit. Keep being sluts. But it's horrible for society. I'm saying I love tits and ass. So I mean, it's like, you know, keep doing it. Keep being sluts. Slut yourself out. You know, it makes it really fucking easy to you know, see you naked, I guess. I feel like we was better off when music wasn't free.
Yeah. Nah,
there was no OnlyFans.
Real talk, cause when you say music wasn't free, I don't want to cut you out, but I remember you had to go in the mall, put the headphones on and listen to the album right there on the spot.
Best Buy.
You feel me?
Yes,
like
sir.
That was the more intimate moment for a consumer to the music. You know what I mean? And like you say, you know, proceed when you say all the fans now, cause it was real interactions back then, bro. You got to think of the times we were living in before social media to now. Like, it's a big wormhole, you feel me? It's like, if you using it for the right reasons, like, I ain't gonna lie, I know how to use it, but if you don't know how to use it, it could be so detrimental, you know what I mean?
I think that the only chance in hell that a person has in today's society is to have tunnel vision and to stay in your castle and to focus on what you're doing and to build your craft and to let the world admire if they may. You know, and that's where I'm at with it in my life, because if your goal is to try to buy your way into becoming a celebrity, they are going to milk you until you die, and then they're gonna fucking milk your grave if they can.
Boy, talking about bad contracts and all, boy, like,
look, my contract is 1 page.
Yeah,
it is 1 page.
God damn. Everything you need on that 1 page.
It's all plain English.
Straight up.
There's no, because, you know, labels, they will, you know, their contracts are complicated, but it's not the label, it's the lawyer. Lawyers speak legalese. They speak a different language. You know what I mean?
They can break that all the way down for you for 1 page without even, you know what I mean? If they're a good lawyer.
Oh, a good lawyer can break down any contract. You know what I mean? But the point for this one is you don't need a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
You can read it and understand in clear English exactly what it is. I don't want to trick nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have a conversation and try to scare them off. You understand this is a lifetime contract.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't never, ever, ever. If Atlantic comes and they sign you, we get half that money too, and we with you in Atlantic Records. Like,
that's real.
I tried to explain it to them. Like, listen, you have to acknowledge that right now you didn't make any money, you don't know what you're doing, and it didn't work. You have to acknowledge that. That's step one, is that if you continue on the path you're on, then that path is failure. You have to acknowledge that. I'm not doing shit for you. I'm not giving you a fucking word of advice, and until you acknowledge and give me credit for doing it before I even do it. You see what I'm saying? Because once you acknowledge, okay, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and up until now, this has not worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're in agreement that if something happens and then boom, you're successful, that's me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, real talk.
We're in agreement to that, right? That's simple logic.
It ain't happened till you signed it with me.
It is. So we're in agreement that you ain't got nothing else in your pocket, and like you agree that if something happens, whether it's 2 years from now, 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, it's because I'm taking your ass and I'm changing your path in life. Right now with this contract. Okay, if you agree to that, then I have your loyalty. And that's what's important to me. Because, you know, I've had an artist that I took from 2,000 to 20,000 followers in I think it was like a little 6-month campaign. And then as soon as he got, but real followers, and most of them DJs. So as soon as he got there, he distributed a single by himself. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So I had to pull the single down.
He tried to run off on you.
I had to pull the single down. I go talk to him and he's like, nah, I did this.
No.
I did this. This wasn't you. This is me. They love me. I kid you not, he is still at 20,000 followers.
It's just
That's
right
where
now.
I left him.
You stopped
That's right where I left him. I said, okay, well, if you did it, you continue to do it, and you be blessed and have a good day, and we gonna keep moving over here And so he has not continued to grow.
That's the NoxBond effect. That's one of the ways.
The NoxBond effect.
We ain't go all the way in there, but that's just one of the ways.
Man.
So, man, as we getting closer to the end, my brother.
Oh yeah, we've been here. I could tell. I ain't smoked in this long in, you know what I mean, 10 years. So
if you had the power to change one thing though about the industry, like, you know, what would it be? You feel me? Like, just from the glorious moments of when you realize, like, you
if
know
I could
what
change one thing
yeah.
about the music industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would make music cost and take away free music.
I feel that. Cause you ain't gotta do nothing but pay $10 to get on Apple, and you know you got free range to everything. Like literally. Like,
but it goes to Apple. It doesn't go to the artist.
It sucks though when you come from that era you did to where, bro, them CD hard case copies, bro, $20 a pop, 16. You know what I mean? Like, listen, or when you just street promo, when you just bro.
Listen, I used to go to Walmart,
scan my flyer right here,
and get 100 CDs. For $20.
Blanks, them verbitamins,
Yep.
CDR,
yep.
You might do the RWs on you.
And then if I was really struggling, or if I just wanted to really just flip them, I would just use a marker.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you sell 100 CDs at $10 a pop, then you make $1,000 off of 20. That's what it costs for the original, right? If you got a jewel case from Office Max,
you done added some more.
Then it added like an extra, I think it was like 30 cents per CD. So now you was like 36 cents
with the cover art
per CD. Now that's when we went to LightScribe. So LightScribe was a technology that it etched an image into the CD, and it was
on top
gold.
of it, on top
and
of
it was gold. So, you know, at higher levels of the game, you'd have a 6-disc burner set up that was burning CD.
A little tower.
Right. You'd have your little cutout right here for cutting your CDs and printing your CD cases and your covers. So you got the little paper cutter right there. And then you would have LightScribe to print images on each one of them. And you'd be out there really having printed CDs that cost you 56 cents that you're selling for $10. So as a business, it made so much more sense, you know, for an artist, and then being able to multiply that.
That what you taught independent trapping for real, hustling. Like nowadays, it's like scan the back of my QR, go to my Spotify, get these million streams
for free,
and you ain't even really getting nothing off a million. There,
you get $4,800 off a million streams. I got millions of streams. You get $4,800 off a million streams. So you know, if you do the math, you know, and
they getting a big cut out of that before you even get that 48.
No, that's what you get.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you get. Yeah. So that's if you're like direct, like using DistroKid or TuneCore, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It pays roughly 0.002 cents per stream.
Boy, when you go out there and hustle albums back then, you say for boy.
Like I said, you make $1,000.
Yeah.
You know, off of 100 sales.
Who's the last one that said that? Nipsey was the last one that kind of said, like, when he was booming his tape in the mid.
Well, it was way different because he sold it for $100.
He said $100. Yeah, he went crazy. I guess he just
He had so people don't realize. Here's a shocker.
Okay.
Compton's not the hood. So people hear this is a shocker for white people anyway, right? Like I don't know if you guys know, but yeah, I've been there. I've been in Nickerson Gardens.
They definitely up the gentrified.
Well, no, not just that. Compton's never been hood. Do you know how much it costs to live in California?
It's a lot of money.
So
that's all I know. A lot of money.
If you can afford something I can't afford, then there is nothing that's hood about you, and that's the end of the conversation.
Damn.
If you can afford to live in a house in California, then you're not hood. You're not ratchet. You're not. And it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
But I looked up Nipsey Hussle's house. It was a $500,000 house. The house that he grew up in Compton, was a $500,000 house.
Yeah.
So you know, that's not hood. But that being said, that just goes into what I was saying earlier, where you would think that these people are from the gutter or that they got it in but then you find out bro grew up in a $500,000
You know what made me think
house.
about that though? Because my only way to kind of see other sides of like the world at growing up or neighborhoods or at cities was movies. That made me think that
Compton.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think everybody that is outside of Compton and that does not know anybody inside of Compton and that is not aware of real estate prices in Compton is probably convinced that Compton is some type of hood. But they're also convinced that black people are from the hood, and they're not. You know what I mean? And it's so there's like this whole it's everybody's fault. It's the white people's fault for stereotyping and the black people's fault for taking advantage of the stereotype and being like, oh yeah, you got it. We're from the hood. Knowing damn well that their grandma owns their house. Their mama owns their house. They go to college. They're not hood. They live in a fucking $200,000 house. So it's like, you know what I mean? But they embrace it because they're like, oh, okay, well, we're all supposed to be hood. So we're going to embrace that. And people don't realize how false you know, it really is. It's just, you got to be an independent thinker, man. If you can think independently and you can go look up the houses in Compton and you can see what they cost and you can see, oh shit, it costs $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
How do they afford that?
Yeah, I feel like, like if you feel like when folk be popping out and they want to sell a store, you feel me? Like, but when you be yourself.
How y'all afford that?
When you being yourself, though, I be feeling that too, though, bro. Like,
not all of them, though.
I think when they come in the industry, people just try to sell their store rather than just being themselves. Honestly, bro, I don't have to. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like my city right now, bro, coming up, it was what it was. It was predominantly black on the west side. I'm a proudly rep.
Predominantly black doesn't mean anything, though. It doesn't speak for the class or the amount of money that was generated.
I ain't gonna lie, it's low, but the money is on the outside with the tourism. But in the inner city, you feel me? A lot of apartments, but they've tore a lot of that stuff down.
Yeah, they tore all the projects down. Yeah. So there are no projects.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't from apartments.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you where the apartments comes from. The apartments comes from when they try to leave their family who's middle class.
Oh yeah, they started out with good intentions, most definitely.
You know what I mean?
They ain't start off like a lot of stuff with me. They started out like that, but then they just end up getting a certain way.
Now that's different. They can end up broke because they never. And I think what happens there is because they're so coddled in the middle class that they never learn to appreciate money. And so money goes so fast. You know what I mean? That when you get out of your parents' nest egg, it's hard to survive if that's where you're from. And I think that may be, you know, a large part of if people live in apartments and things like that. But I'm talking about from what I see, they grow up middle class.
Yeah, nah, facts, man.
Graduate high school, go to college, get a nice job, get a wife, have kids.
Yeah.
And then what happens is there's this weird transition because it was always fake, right? So in their, you know, in their teens and their 20s, they act super hard, thuggish, ruggish, like they're from the streets and, you know, and they have that type of a background. And then they turn 30 and they get super soft, man, super duper. Like the real gangster thing to do is have a family and raise your kids and pay your bills. Bitch, that's not gangster. That's literally called being a civilian. So it's like they were always civilians. So they just, you know, when they turn 30, they become the real them. And they'd be like, okay, well, you know, we're going to calm it on. The thing is, if you have anger and you have violence, unfortunately, it just doesn't go away with the fucking birthday cake.
Yeah. Nah, I feel that too, bro. But a lot of it too, I be feeling like, you know, when you go through a lot of you go through real situations and stuff, you feel me? You know the real with it, you feel me? So it's like when the people pump fake and they chase it because either they done missed out on it or felt like they missed out on it in their teens and stuff. So when they do get 30, they loud and out there with it, but the ones that really know what's going on, they already can smell it from a mile away. Like, man, what this man got going on?
It's like, what are you talking about?
They be
like,
really real.
Like, it don't
that's the
add
reserve.
up.
That's
like,
the reserve part. Like, I'm gonna preach to like the young ones that know, like, bro, we didn't know no better. So that's my whole mission is to like, hey, bro, this is what's going on. I'm gonna tell you what's going on. My walk is different, but this is where you going with it, bro. Don't let them trick you. Especially with the music right now. We say out of the industry, you got the ones that came from where they come from. They pushing the image and trying to be. You can tell it be so much like that, guns and but they ain't
just not like that. They just. But
that's the imagery, bro. You know what I mean? When you come, you know, like, so it's like. It's like, okay, if Knox walk in the room, whatever, your person, you being yourself, speak for yourself. I walk in the room and speak myself. Home walk in the room and speak for itself. Ain't nobody trying to be like, bro, what's how? You come in the room and just be too animated. You already know, like, it ain't, you know.
I don't know how to be nobody but me.
Facts, man.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to be nobody but me. And like, I don't know if y'all could see it in my face or like when I'm out, like I really just don't give a fuck. It's not a joke. It's not a gimmick. I wish I did. I wish I did give a fuck. It's just, there's just something in me that snapped from a life of disappointment that turned me cold and just a different level of just, I just don't fucking care.
Nah, I mean, people will drive you.
Hopefully people could relate to that, man. Like,
people will drive you, man. You feel me? That's why when you move how you move, you learn to be accessible to who you accessible to, too. You feel me?
Almost nobody at this point. Almost nobody. I think December 7th, I'm doing an event with Taliba with PTE. So we're doing an event there.
PTE, what?
Palm Tree Entertainment.
Okay,
that's Soulja Boy's one of his record labels. I'm an A&R for them. Okay. And then I'm an A&R for Savage Life Super Unit, which is Webby's.
Oh, Savage Life, okay.
Movement. I wouldn't call it a record label, but this is Movement. Yeah. Because the record label's Trill ENT.
Trill, yeah.
You know, and we're real locked in with Trill ENT. And this is, you know, that's the crazy thing is like all of the things that I'm allowed to use, like Cash Money. I got a song with Hot Boy Turk, you know. Hot Boy Turk said I'm the new Hot Boy. So it's like, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like I can call myself a Hot Boy if I want to. I can claim all types of shit, man. BMF and fucking E40's record labels, Sick With It, and you know, just all of these different people that I'm associated with. And you know, I placed 2 DJs at Sway in the Morning in 2 different instances, and so I can very easily claim that I work with fucking Shade 45 and Sway in the Morning. And you know, these aren't just claims, they're verifiable facts. And so it's just, life is crazy, bro. Like the people, and that's what, you know, I was talking about being like a self-made celebrity. That's kind of what did it. That's what created the celebrity, is the access that I have to other people.
Facts.
And being able to do favors, you know, for some of the biggest names in the world that people already know. Like, if they watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the scene where Chaotic and Scrappy got into it on the stage at Center Stage ATL, I was literally 1 second before that. I haven't seen the episode, so I'm pretty sure I'm in it, but I would have to go back and watch. 1 second before that shit, I had walked up and was talking to Scrappy and Chaotic. So I had walked up to Chaotic and I had walked up to Scrappy, and then as I'm talking to Scrappy, that shit broke out. So it's like, that's my life, is I was literally sitting there in the middle of Love and Hip Hop, watching the camera over there and fucking camera over there, and in a conversation with one of the people on it who was then in a scene from it, and it happened so fast. And next thing you know, Scrappy over here, he running off the stage. Everybody mad. I'm like, shit, this is wild. You know what I mean? That's my life, man. It's just crazy.
Nah, facts, man. Hey, man, real talk. Y'all got it right here, man. Season 7, you feel me? Episode 1. No other way to kick it other than with NoxBond. It's the NoxBond effect, you feel me? If y'all want more information, you know what I mean? This the exclusive right here. But y'all just head over to his profile, man, at NoxBond. Y'all can Google him. Y'all can look up Next Level DJ Coalition, man. Real talk, ain't nothing but real spill and real vibes right here, you feel me? It was an honor to have you on here, brother.
Much love, bro. Much love. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Underdogs. But before I get you out of here, man, before we end it out, man, just the number one thing we ask everybody that come on here. You feel me? What does the word underdog mean to you, or when you hear the word underdog?
Man, an underdog to me, first off, means real, because coming from the gutter carves any bullshit out of you. And so if you were underdog, then that means that nobody is expecting you to win, and you doing it for yourself. And so it means driven and determined. You feel what I'm saying? The drive, the determination, the relentlessness is always going to be there, because you got to do it against what other people expect and against what other people want. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, me owning the #1 DJ coalition on Google, I can't think of a handful of people who would choose me if it was something where it was a candidate and you had to go campaign for it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not very likable. I'm just, life made me bitter and cold. It is what it is, right? So I earned that position, and nobody can take it away from me.
Facts.
So it's something where they don't have an option to not like it or to hate it, because it is what it is. But in order to earn that position, what that means is that more people have to say the term Next Level DJ Coalition than any other term that any other DJ coalition says. Because search engine optimization is based on how many pages a term is on it. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So it's just, I'm grateful that life has chosen me to touch other people's lives and to benefit other people and to put other people in position. And sometimes I get to see benefits of doing that. But I really just want to be a rapper, man. That's what it's always been about, is just wanting to be a rapper, and everything that this society is not. I don't want to have to post on my phone to get people to like my music. I don't want to have to make content. I want other people to make content about my music. I want to create the music and shoot a music video for it and release it, and then that's it. The world and the people respond and do their thing, and the people, respond to different blogs and whatever. Like, they're supposed to do their end, but I keep doing my end, and then the world doesn't do its end, to the point where I get really good. Like, I work with really professional people, and I have, a sound that really can't be denied, and it still doesn't happen. Like, I do everything that I'm supposed to do, and then the world doesn't do what it's supposed to do. And that's what causes, the kind of bitter angerness that really just drives all of my actions and all of my activities and all of my conversations. So it's always been about the music. So if you are a fan of myself, my DJ coalition, my record labels, my business acumen, my photography, anything about me, my fucking jewelry, listen to my music as a personal favor and not see, here's the problem. You don't know your fans. And supporters will never be your fans because they know you.
That shit crazy. Everybody that don't know me.
Like, it has to be strangers. Yeah, like, I'm not going to do anything for you. I'm not going to respond to your messages. I'm not going to respond to your comments. It is not a personal relationship. I don't want you to support me because you think that you're going to build a relationship with me or get something out of me or get my support from you, because that makes your support worthless. I need total strangers who don't know me personally, who don't expect anything from me, to come and worship me. That's how fame works. I do everything that I can to get there, and then, you know, and they trickle in. There's some, you know what I mean, but like, I need people to really revere me and to lift me up and be like, hey, I put Knox against, and then fill in the blank, and then look, let's do it. Here's his lyrics. Here's oh shit, he destroyed him. You see what I'm saying? I need, like, disciples. You feel what I'm saying? I need the people to push my music. I've done everything I can to the point that I'm not going to do anything else. Like I said, I had a very important decision to make today. My decision was, what do I want to spend my budget on for the month? Did I want to get a publicist? Did I want to buy YouTube views? Did I want to spend money on people on TikTok making music videos and videos? Did I want to shoot a music video? And I said, nope. I'm gonna go buy some fucking diamonds. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go buy some fucking diamonds, and these people aren't gonna get a motherfucking dollar up at me.
Really spill, man.
That is my mentality. So go to NoxBondWorld.com and shout out to the Underdogs, man.
Yeah, man, Underdogs, man. The most known unknown will realize. Y'all had it right here, man. Fleetwood JR. At Fleetwood T47 on Instagram. We had NoxBond in here, you feel me? Real spill. So make sure y'all tap in on everything he got going on, you feel me? We going up, man. 2025 is our year. Real talk.
That's it.
Y'all already know it, West Side.
Much love. And if you rock with me, rock with me. If you don't like me, fuck you.
That way.